Mm.
Well. If it isn't two of my favorite bells.
I got my Southern
Hello.
Belle hair on today. I have
Yeah.
one thing to say.
Yes.
Marie is not a bully, but she sure is messy and she can hear everything everybody say. Because if you said it under your breath, she gonna repeat it back. Because
Oh
she
my God.
So you know I got to lean in.
Yes. Well. If it isn't me and the Bells, honey, y'all thought we were gone, but we are back, and we're going to review episode 9 of the Bell Collective. And don't whisper. Go ahead and make sure it's loud enough for your friends to know that we are back. Click the like and notification button, like so you can receive notifications and subscribe to us. We're going to go ahead and just lean right on in. But before we do, Asia, how have you been? You've been on a little hiatus. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Live from New
Oh
Orleans
well.
today.
Yes. And Shantae, how are you?
Oh, feeling good. Glad to see Asia because we missed you.
You
Yeah.
know.
Okay, Shantae is fresh into Jackson, straight from New York. So we want to thank her for that. Now she's in Jackson. We keep it real. We keep it real Holyfield down to the Jackson. With that being said, we're gonna pick up from the last episode where we left off with Letitia. I like to say, I have this thing where I kind of talk in a Marie accent when I do these, and nobody's picked it up yet. But I'm gonna see if y'all pick up little things like this. Is how she say Letitia name, Letitia. Letitia and Glenn, excuse me, Letitia and JJ are on the patio still talking, or the front porch, or whatever you want to call it, the front area, still talking about the stripper that JJ hired. And Cliff says that Glenn loves Letitia so much that he's possessive.
Sure.
Letitia, ooh, girl, I can't even get the
Hello.
first sentence out without being triggered. Letitia feels sorry for Latrice if she has to argue with Cliff every day. Cliff loves both Letitia and Glenn, and Letitia needs to be the wife that Glenn wants him to be. Mm-mm. Wives shouldn't be around strippers, in the words of Cliff. And Letitia feels that Cliff was stirring up trouble by notifying JJ, excuse me, by notifying her husband Glenn that stripper was at the party, and Latrice can't. She says that Latrice and Cliff can't stand to see people happy because they have issues and need to stay out of their and they need to stay out of her marriage. So I was triggered. I'm gonna let y'all have it. I do want to say that before I get into the other things that Cliff did, the one thing I noticed is that Letitia is becoming more and more vocal about their marriage and relationship, about JJ's JJ, about Cliff and Latrice's relationship. And we've seen two reunion Latrices right now, and I think this third reunion, she's not gonna let it slide. I don't think she's
Nope.
gonna let it slide. What do you think, Asia?
I'm glad she's coming out her shell and I'm glad she's being vocal. And I think what happened with her or what happens in general with women is like, all right, I'm done being nice. And I always say, I go by the saying, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. And
Hmm.
at the end of the day, she's been nice. She's been tiptoeing around Treacy Trees, but she's not gonna keep doing that. She's not as she's I think she's done really tiptoeing around everybody. So we're
Yeah,
really about to see who she is and how she really feels, which is nice because we on the lean, we like real opinions and we like seeing how you really feel because that's the whole point of you being on TV.
that's true. Did you have anything to say about that before we get into the whole Cliff and Glenn of it all, uh, Shantae?
uh, the Cliff and Glenn part was the best part of the episode for me, so I kind of want to get into that. But I will
Go
say
ahead.
that
That's fine. We can
Letitia
go ahead and
has
give
been,
that.
yeah, no, Letitia has been playing her role as the glue, to keep everybody together. But Cliff crossed the line, so she's gonna have to start checking people and get into the mess too. She was trying to stay above the mess for the most part. She jumped into it to meet with that man that was
Yeah.
messing with Tambra, and I think she regrets doing that. For the most part, she has been above the fray, but that was just uncalled for. And now I think she's gonna get into the mess for the right reasons, not for messy reasons. No.
Messing with her
Okay.
marriage is like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you don't come sniffing around her business. That's interesting when people go sniffing around your business, but you can't come sniffing around theirs. That's interesting. Go ahead, Asian.
I was just saying, cause like one day just mad at that little boy for saying stuff, but then he gonna say stuff to her man. Like, come on now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, what do you guys think about Cliff and Cliff going back to tell JJ? Excuse me, JJ. I keep JJ just on my mind for some reason. Lord,
Gosh darn
uh,
it.
God darn it. What did you guys think about Cliff going back to tell Glenn that the stripper's penis was longer than the fire hose,
He
and
said that's
Letitia
not
was
15
excited.
inches, that's 16 inches.
I'm trying to figure, is that what he said? And then she was like, "You're insecure," because she said that's your insecurity or something like that. What did he say? Because they bleeped it out.
I think I feel like that's what he said, but I don't know. The words are very southern. The dialect is southern, so I miss stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. And if you don't want to answer, it's a little invasive, and you don't have to answer. You can decline to answer. Are you guys like able to be around strippers in your relationship? Because you guys are married, and I'm single, so I'm gonna do what I want to do, baby. Okay, but you have other people to think about as well as yourself. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But like, is that you guys are married? So it's not you don't even have to divulge your business. Is that an issue? How about that? That's a better question. But you don't have to divulge your personal info if you don't want to.
It's not an issue. I think for the most part, when strippers are around, it's usually for like a bachelor party or black bachelorette party, and you can't really, get mad at your spouse for supporting their friend in that kind of celebratory environment. If there was a stripper involved, I know when I hosted a bachelorette party for one of my friends, I hired a stripper to come, and everybody was running from the man. Like nobody wanted to see none of that. They were hiding.
They were.
Like
You had a room full of
it's,
Akeisha.
yeah, it's kind of the case that male strippers can be very handsy. Like there were strips that used to come to this place called Webster Hall in New York, and like my
I
friends went to
love
go see them
Webster.
once.
I feel like I'm
Yes,
18. Oh, that was the first time I
yeah,
saw one. Now that I think about it.
yes.
Oh, you are
Webster Hall
so
was my first stripper experience too, and those strippers were really handsy. Like one of them, he was like putting his hand down like the back of my pants, and I was like, "What is going
girl.
on?"
They be
They
they be
make you
pulling it
very
out.
uncomfortable. So I could understand why my friend was running from the ones at the bachelorette party because a lot of the times they make the women more uncomfortable. They be trying to pick you up and touch you and all kind of stuff. So for women, I don't think a lot of the women that I know enjoy it as much, but I do think that men do frequent strip clubs a lot more. But it's up to the person because honestly, there are women that enjoy strip clubs too. But the male strippers, I think, are way more handsy and aggressive than like female strippers. I don't know, Asia. What do you think? You've been to Webster
That was a very New York opinion, but okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I live in Houston, Texas, baby. We do strippers.
We do strippers.
Okay.
We do strippers.
We do
Everybody
strippers all
strip.
the time.
I mean, and then to be honest, like as an entertainer, you know when somebody is and isn't uncomfortable. So I don't know about what they do on the East Coast, but I know down here that everybody is respectful for the most part in that profession, and then that's why we enjoy it. So, I mean, it's like that in Atlanta too. So it ain't nothing to go get some wings, get a hookah, get a lap dance, and
You're not bad.
married, unmarried. I don't really think it matter. I think it's that's a level
Yeah.
of do you enjoy it or not, and are
Mm-hmm.
you insecure by it or not. And usually
Mm-hmm.
the men who are well endowed, they aren't really insecure about that kind of stuff in their woman seeing
Yeah.
something else.
Okay. Well, I'm very single. I have only been to one strip club ever, but I frequented that one. Swinger Riches. If y'all watching this, y'all know what Swinger Riches is. I ain't got to explain it to the people. The people who
Is that the
know,
one on
they
is that
know.
on that TV show? Is that the one that was on TV show?
No, they Swinging Richards is closed now. I don't know if they had a TV show or not, but I don't think they did. It was downtown Atlanta, and baby Tuesday night, ooh, baby Tuesday night. Good God Almighty, down to the Tuesday. All right, so Marie comes outside, and she has a cocktail, and this is like subgenre of um, my favorite subgenre of Belle Collective, and that is Marie and Latrice banter. I live for Marie and Latrice together. I wish they would get their act together. They would be so much fun together for themselves, but I do feel like if they were a twosome, they would terrorize that whole cast because
Yeah.
that's
It's,
two of the
they,
messiest that have ever done it.
they need to stay apart.
Yes, they're two of the dirtiest that have ever done it. So Marie comes out and she's trying to lighten the mood. I think Marie was already tipsy. She was very, very into the strippers the last episode, and Latrice, makes mention her booty was fake, and Marie was like, "Girl, please, I'm serving bootylicious realness." I said, "Bootylicious realness, I live." And Marie tells Latrice, she doesn't want it with her outside her work clothes, and Latrice was like, "Huh, I look a whole lot different outside of my work clothes too." And all in all, it was really good to see the Bells get along at that event. They have fun when they have fun. But was it me?
Was it you?
Oh, jeez.
I be trying to watch my words, man. Ooh,
Just say it, please.
it was a whole lot of lesbian going on, and Letitia was looking like, "What the hell going on here?" These two girls are lesbians. They lesbians allegedly. I don't know if they are or not, but it just felt deeper. I feel like they got some sexual tension. They need to work it out and move forward. What y'all think, really quickly, before we move on to the rest of the show?
I thought the banter was cute back and forth.
I love the banter.
Like it was giving Nene and somebody.
Nene and somebody, yeah. Nene and who could that be?
Maybe Phaedra. It was giving like maybe Nene and Phaedra.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Oh, like at the beginning of every Married to Medicine season, it seemed like Mariah and Paul would try to get along, and they had that little moment where they would give a little banter back and forth with each other until they start
Hmm.
fighting again. It reminded me of like a little Mariah and
Yeah,
Quad a little bit.
I thought it was cute.
It was very cute. I'll tell you.
Yeah, you know that saying like it's a thin line between love and hate,
Oh my
right?
God, yeah.
Marie, she does seem to care a little bit too intensely about what Latrice got going on. And it was since season 1 and that weave incident, there's been kind of like a chip on Marie's shoulders about Latrice, and I don't know exactly what it is. I think maybe they could be friends, or maybe she wants to like Latrice in a certain way, but something in her just can't let her do it.
That
So I'm
background
glad
check
that
her
they
and
let it
Kaylon
go.
did. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, well, they let it go a little bit for the party, but it came back up again at the end of the episode when Marie was hating again. So I don't know.
Was she hating?
I don't know.
A
We're gonna
little
get into it, y'all. Hold on, wait. Because this is not the Bell
Honestly, the rest of
Collective.
the episode was boring. Let's get
I
straight to
know. Hey, okay, because it's interesting that you say that because in my notes I wrote down, damn, is this the Akeisha and Willie show? Akeisha and Willie are having dinner, and they start. Akeisha's worried about the proposal for Ferris Street. She's gonna have a party at the end of the episode, called the Holidays, which is cute, which is a Christmas mixer, and they're gonna go ahead and go over the history yet again of Ferris Street. But I'm all here for Black History, so I can't really knock it. It's just getting a little ebony on Real Housewives of New York to me. Letitia meets with Latrice at a tennis lesson, and it was really cute. Like they have fun. I like the Bells because they know how to have fun. So they had a fun tennis lesson, and then they began discussing So Gucci's party. And Letitia asked why Cliff didn't take Latrice out of the situation instead of looking at the stripper's 15-inch penis and reporting it back to Glenn to start some mess. Latrice about want to gag and throw up her life and holler and hoop and laugh because she know good and doggone well.
that was funny.
It was funny because her man was looking at it. Her man was looking at it. Her man was looking
I
at
mean,
the
he
dick.
was peeking around looking.
He said, "Go on, put it in there." You know when you do that, you tell people to do that because what that means you want to do. You want to do it. Go on, put it. Go on, give him some money. I'm gonna give him $1 for me. Give him some money. Anyway, yeah. So they're at the tennis and they're finally talking about the the issue. Latrice says that he needed to get details to go run them back to his friend Glenn. And Letitia asks, well, what about her friend? And Latrice says, what friend? And Letitia's like, me? Silly. Well, it's hard not to cuss on this thing. I'm trying, girl. I'm trying. I'm trying, people. All right. So, Letitia feels that Cliff called Glendale to start some mess, and Latrice said that she's going to go ahead and stick by her man, the potato potato. Letitia feels that Latrice takes the treatment because she's used to living a certain lifestyle, and Latrice says her marriage has its ebbs and flows, but that's what marriage is. Letitia wants Latrice to be happy, and whatever that looks like to her, she's going to learn to be okay with. And lastly, Latrice says um, that they love each other, and her and Cliff love each other, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. Um, so did Latrice deny that her man was looking at the dick? And I can say that
No,
that's not alleged. We got camera footage, so
she didn't.
he was looking at it.
She didn't deny it. I
Is he a
saw.
beard? She a beard? What's the tea?
I don't think that's it. I think sometimes people are just intrigued by something they haven't seen before.
I'm okay with that because that's like a huge penis. I mean, I would be like, oh my god. You're like, whoa. I don't know. What you think, Shantae?
I think Latrice has been trained by Cliff to always put up a good front and, say the positive report of what's going on in their relationship. Because you remember when he ran down on her at that club, he was calling her a snake and all these things and just being so mean. So I don't think she could ever speak what she really thinks about what he does or what she's observing about him. She's always going to paint it in the good light to please him. So anything she says about her marriage and Cliff, I don't trust. But she's doing it for self-preservation, and to make sure that she doesn't get in trouble with her husband, father. And Letitia
You say husband, father?
was trying to be that, yeah, her
Her
husband,
husband,
father.
husband, father,
Oh God.
Daddy.
husband,
And
daddy. Oh,
yeah, and Letitia knows this, so I think Letitia's just nodding her head. But we know what Letitia really thinks about Latrice's relationship from what she was saying on the phone to Glenn, So I just wish that Letitia would kind of coach Latrice a little bit more and maybe try to help her a little bit more. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't like when you give them relationship advice. It's like both
Do you like it?
them
Shantae?
and the partner
did you hear
end up
that?
getting
Do you
mad at
like
you
it?
at the end.
Do you like people giving you relationship advice, Shantae?
Well, if I am close friends with them and I'm in like a crisis situation, you need to hear people, trying to pull you out of it. So it seems like she's kind of like in an abusive situation, and Letitia knows that. So as much as she may not want to hear, she needs somebody, to help her and tell her these things. But
Well, when? Oh,
Letitia's
go
not
ahead. I'm
gonna be
sorry.
the one. No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you
Letitia's not
go.
going to be the one. That kind of links to my next question. It was going to be, well, when is it time to rip the band-aid off? And if Letitia's not going to be the one, I got a feeling I know who I have a feeling who I think it may be.
Who?
It's
Who?
either going to be Marie because she can't help it. She's chomping at the bit to go ahead and bust his bubble, or the unlikely. If she was smart and she wanted to secure another season, it would need to be Aikisha because everybody's done their work. So Gucci done her work. So Gucci got eyeballs on the show. She did.
Yes.
She took a ass whipping for the sake of the show. She did.
Got on the floor for the
Um,
show.
she was on the floor. I'm just saying because like that was the most talked about episode of the series, in my opinion. I don't know. Um,
Mm.
Tambra Cherie, she got busted for she lying or she told you whatever. Everybody's pulling that weight, and Aikisha just is worried about Ferris Street, and we love a businesswoman, but Aikisha has kind of stayed out of the fray this season. She's giving her opinion, but only in confessional.
And,
So,
and she stole that idea in the first place. So
well, she don't think she did.
We know she did. We know she watched the show season one and then got on season two. So it don't matter if you met this girl before or not. I don't know if you was gonna bring this up or not, Chase, but
I was going to do it in the next one, but you go ahead.
sorry, I'm gonna get into it real quick because
Okay.
baby, you were a fan and you are acting like a fan. She's still acting accordingly.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she was in consideration for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I guess she stopped that process when she heard about this show. So
Oh,
I don't know
really?
how smart of a businesswoman she is, but
Very not smart. Nice husband, but not smart girl.
I love the Bell Collective, but baby, that's a Bravo check. That's
A
all I got
Bravo
to say
check
about
is
that. That's a
completely
Bravo check.
overstated.
It's a Bravo check. That's
And
she didn't need the money.
her husband is always around the tri-state area too. It probably would have been better for her marriage if she stayed
Oh,
over there too.
there go that
So that's
relationship
weird,
advice I say.
right?
Oh, you be giving it, don't you?
Listen, y'all. Oh my God. All right. So speaking of the lead of the show, Aikisha, she receives a visit from her sisters and her cousin, and they have a wind down. And Aikisha explains that she's still new to the Bells, and her friend Tambra Cherie brought her into the group, and for only for her to find out that she was talking shit about her behind her back. Y'all, I'm trying. How far did I make it today? I made it 21 minutes into the episode without cussing. So
I don't really think that's a real cuss word, though.
It's so good.
wait, what did you say, Avery?
I don't think that's a real cuss word.
Okay, all right, thank you. They don't bleep it on television anymore. Um, yeah, so Tambra Cherie brought her into the group and she was talking about her behind her back, and the sisters need clarity on who Tambra Cherie is, and the other one says, "Is it that girl with that high pitched voice?" And Akeisha said, "Yeah." And the other sister, I swear to God, I hollered. The other sister say, "Ugh."
She
The
was
girl Tambra Cherie,
disgusting.
the midday diva Tambra Cherie, the midday diva. Yes, they was not here for the midday diva, and the poor
Unfortunate.
midday diva, she don't bother nobody, y'all. They don't tell her little line make it. She just can't make it an episode without getting that wig touched on. Good Lord. My goodness. And then she also tells her sisters that Letitia accused her of stealing the Ferris Street idea. Despite the challenges that she's having with the bill, she's ready to move forward and she feels like her holidays party is the perfect place to do it. But her sisters want to let her know, Bookie Duke, let's be very clear. If I have a couple more of these Don Julio pineapples, it's gonna be another bitch on the floor. Oh Lord Jesus.
You got this, Chase.
It's gonna be another young lady on the floor like it was at Latrice
You
event.
ain't gotta do all
Uh,
that cussing to make your point.
ooh, catch, honey. Um, y'all want to talk about this or y'all want to move on? Because
I
we got
said what I had
pressing
to say
things.
about it.
Okay, you said that Akeisha stole. I mean, listen, I don't know whether Akeisha stole her idea or not. However, the timing is suspect. You saw the things that the ladies were doing. You recognized they were from your hometown. You asked Tampa, was there prettier girls that they could have got on the promo? And you came in and you talking about dirty plates and you got this on Ferris Street. And you know the girl really wanted to be on Ferris Street. You didn't even, she didn't even like,
Through her
do
working
you
her.
think if she gets the whole project, she's gonna give Letitia a spot on there on Farish?
No. Oh
I
no.
don't think she would want to. I think it will be her in her best interest to, because you spending
Love
out.
a hater.
I feel like you spending out all that money on Fair Street is one thing, but Tisha's is a staple there, and it would be smart to have her a part of it because people actually like her.
And that's a season 4 storyline.
Yeah,
It
She's
could
I
be a
more
don't
way
think
for
it's
recognizable
them.
gonna
than
be fair to dangle that in her face
yeah
Mm.
because then
It
everybody
could
gonna
be
be
a way
like,
for them to reconcile too, like to join
to do
hands.
that good business together. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, Willie and JJ meet up to play pool, and normally, like I said, I'm against these husband scenes. But anything JJ does, I like. And oh, I had a good question I'm gonna ask because I asked our other co-host, other Belle, Sammy, what he thought about it. So I'm gonna ask you guys this after this is done. So JJ informs Willie that Glenn wants to be a rapper, and in order to get Letitia back, and Willie almost lost it in the middle of the pool game. Like, anyway, Willie doesn't think that it was a good idea for Glenn to try to rap or sing or whatever it is he's trying to do. And listen, everybody got a dream, but just let the people make it, man. Let him just make it. If he want to make music, let him make music. It's therapeutic. It really is. He ain't bothering nobody. Who is he bothering with that music?
People's ears.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's move on. He
I
then
just
tells Willie about the stripper, and Willie says, "Akeisha, but I know Akeisha better not have been over there." And I want to say, "Excuse me, sir. You don't have to worry about it because your wife boring, because she is."
her
JJ
facial
did not
expression.
appreciate Cliff, huh?
I said her facial expression to the stripper wasn't even entertaining. She
Oh
could
my
have
God, is that a dick?
like something. She wasn't even
Well,
good. It wasn't even a good shock.
listen, right? That was fake shot. Like, oh no, don't bring him over here by me. And guess what they said? But we won't. Thank you. But that was really us saying, don't bring him over here by me. Bring him over here by me. But Marie had him on lock, baby. Marie wasn't playing with all 15 of them inches. So I don't know what kind of contraption she got going on down in that house. Um, JJ says that I'm sorry, JJ. Wow, where we at? Okay, JJ did not appreciate Cliff calling Glendale to tell on Letitia when Cliff enjoyed it more than the woman, and he said you could pull the tapes if you think I'm a damn lie. God darn it, I ain't lying on nobody up
Ain't
in
gonna
here.
let
He
me
liked
on
that
that
dick.
one.
That
This
dang
is
on
the best part.
Boomhauer. JJ, yes, JJ said that Cliff was closer to the stripper than the women, and he said that JJ Cliff personally walked over and told him that that dick wasn't 15 inches, it was 16 inches. Willie, now that's what made me holler. Good
It's
Lord, how
too
you?
much.
Willie says that
Woo.
JJ has a heart of gold and he loves him. So here's what I wanted to ask before we get into that breakdown of that. Do you feel like Willie and Akeisha are classes?
Or who?
Because like if you like classes, elitist classes. Because remember, I don't know if you remember the one of the first episodes of the season. Akeisha was back into Jackson, and so Gucci came and visited, and she said, "If you would have told me this time last year, I would have had a friend by the name of some girl calling herself So Gucci. I would have told you out of your mind. But I've grown to like So Gucci. Da da da. Like, who are you to be?" I understand the girl name is So Gucci or whatever, but like to me, it just felt like.
Her nickname. Everybody calm
But
down.
you know, you get what I'm hitting at. Like it just felt like Akeisha really thought that she was better than these women, and she just is so shocked that she made a good friend out of one of them. And then Willie, Willie is always looking like, why did my wife do Real Housewives of New Jersey? Why do they keep bringing me to Jackson for this? And oh, I just so happen to love JJ, which you can't help but love JJ, and you really can't help but love So Gucci if you're on her good side. You know what I mean? But to me, it just felt like they're up here and everybody else is down there. In my opinion, I don't know. What you guys think?
I think it's really bold to act like that when your name is Akeisha.
Yeah, I think she's more elitist than him because Willie, he
Mm.
has a genuine bond with Cliff. Maybe you could say that he showed his little snooty side when he said when he first met JJ, he didn't know what he was looking at.
Remember
But to be
last season,
fair
he was looking
to
like, "What is going
him,
on?"
I would have to say, like JJ is a lot.
He's a
JJ is
exactly.
lot.
a lot. So Gucci ain't. Like so Gucci is just kind of, chill, whatever. She funny, she Jackson. But JJ is like,
He's a
what's
TV
going
star.
on?
Yeah,
But
he's
I
a
keep
TV
you
star.
calm down. I just kind of feel like I hate to bring like colorism into it. So I won't.
Mm. Well, I mean, we talk about everything here, so is
I
there an
just,
element of colorism to it?
no, maybe not. But sometimes it could seem like when a woman is light skinned and acting like
Mm.
that, it could come off like that. So
Highfalutin.
you always would want to be careful with it. Like I'm not saying it is colorism, but
Right.
in a case like this, you definitely want to be careful, especially with a you already done called them ugly, supposedly, and
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like you really want to tread
absolutely.
really lightly when it comes to stuff like that, because sometimes being like colorism is inherent and sometimes it's on purpose. But either way, it's there and it exists. So you definitely want to be careful if you don't want that label put on you by people who may not even understand like exactly what colorism is. That's what I'll say about it.
And I mean, even further, she went. I mean, I'm not. I don't think that she is a colorist, but I could see how it could be perceived that way. I mean, you call the girls ugly, then you come on talking about the plate dirty. You get what I'm saying? Like you block the girl out of Fair Street. You get what I mean? Like it could be,
Mhm.
it could see. I could see how it would appear that way. I personally do not think she is, but for optics' sake, you have to call a thing, and it does appear like if one was to feel like it was that, they would have a strong case. I just don't think it is, but
Yeah.
absolutely correct.
So that
You want to
y'all
move
please
on?
don't get on me in the comments because I will fight
No, I mean we have an open and honest. Yeah, she will, and we have an open and honest dialogue.
I had a question
So
about that scene because
I was gonna
y'all
say,
are
go
more
ahead.
southern, right?
Okay.
Okay. The big balls and little balls thing with pool,
Never heard
is
of it a
that a
day in my
thing?
life. No.
Okay, because I'm from New York, so
Well,
I didn't
well,
know.
you. I
Okay.
never.
well.
It could be a thing, but I don't play pool.
Okay.
I want to say I know we used to call a ball something. Um, playing pool growing up. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was big ball, little balls, but we used to call them something.
I think you will remember that,
So
Chase. Like I really feel like if
no,
you
I
call
wasn't
them
great
big
at pool.
balls, you was gonna remember like you call stripes big balls. Like I
Big balls. Yeah, I was like,
that's
big
I'm
something you're not gonna
balls.
forget. I wouldn't
I'm
forget.
gonna find out. I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna leave it in the comments if my brother and my cousin can remember, because I sucked at pool. Actually, I was really bad at pool. So yeah, I was not that. Not only that, do you think Willie says that Akeisha shouldn't have been there to stripper? So Willie looks is his ideology more aligned with Cliff on that? Like women shouldn't be around strippers. Like I think it is aligned with Cliff. I think he goes about it a different way where he doesn't try to control Akeisha so much, but Akeisha better not get out there and embarrass him if that makes sense. I
I
just
think that's what it is, and that's their
yeah, don't
relationship.
embarrass me. Yeah, that's what all about appearances and putting on airs. And I like Willie and Akeisha, don't get me wrong, but I just don't understand. We're here, we're having fun. Even that, for Christ's sake, it's a television show. It's not even like, you know what I mean? So like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. New experiences, and it's just very, very archaic.
But it
The
could speak to. It depends on what their values are. So, say if they like want to
okay.
have these Christian values on TV and stuff like that, they both went about. If that's the case, then they both went about this situation correctly. Like I want
Hmm.
over it, I want by it, I want giving him dollars. So you never really know what image they really want to portray on
Hmm.
television as well. So it was a good thing. He was just like, "Want her? Oh, okay, well, cool." Because he seemed cool as soon as he realized it ain't had nothing to do with her.
But I did think
Um.
that as much as it was funny that they were reading Cliff about, being around the stripper and like looking at the stripper more than the women, it was given a
Hmm.
little bit of
Homophobia.
heterosexism and homophobia, yeah, because it's like women look at women strippers often, and nobody runs them down for that. So if Cliff was enjoying the male stripper the way they said that he was, like making it a shameful thing does show kind of a little bit of heterosexism, homophobia
But
to me, right?
I mean, but he was
because
looking
don't
at
get
it.
well, no, well, see, here's the thing. See, right? This is where I was at, and I was going there next with you guys. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, Shantae has a great point, and you have a great point. Um, it definitely can be questioned because it happened on the show, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it can be called into question. Anything that happens on that show on camera, I am a full believer that it can be called into question. However, the jokey joke, the kiki key, the ka ka ka. You know what I mean? Like the shade that was thrown about it. It it is coming from a shaming place. So if it's coming from a shaming place, then that's the same slant as phobia. You know what I mean? So all of that is I don't know who homophobic and who not is Jackson. I don't want to get into that because I'll be up here about to fight everybody. I want to do all that. But what I will say is they teetering on tottering, and that means you're on the thin line. That Shantae mentioned earlier. You're teetering on tottering. Keep it cute. Well, I have to get up in there and get in y'all ass because I like JJ, but JJ, you know them two strand twists. I'm keep it cute, Bookie Dude. Uh,
But I will say,
Ah!
JJ, he's secure in his manhood. I think JJ is the most enlightened of the men, but the conversation was starting to head to that territory. So they
you
gotta
guys,
watch
I'm
what they
gonna go
share.
ahead and
Yeah.
I got to do my own production work. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down, and I'm gonna come back to this because there was something that I had saved that I wanted to go ahead and discuss about this particular scene because it definitely was discussed. But I'm gonna go ahead and break down the first part of the holidays. So it's time for the holidays party, and everyone is arriving. Marie, I love the damn show. Uh, uh, Marie arrives, and Latrice say Marie like New Year's, and I bust out laughing. I hated the outfit. Take the head off, do something with it, burn it, don't wear it no more. They say Marie like New Year's, and she did. And all the bells are there except for Letitia. And Akeisha wonders if she will show, but Marie knows for sure that her friend is coming through. Akeisha gives everyone a history lesson on Ferris Street, and Letitia arrives, and Cliff hugs her, but she says she doesn't know about all this hugging business. Marie wants clarity. Marie want to know what's going on, baby. She wanted clarity, and Cliff says that he tells it like it is, and Letitia didn't hear him, and she asked Cliff to repeat himself, so Marie takes it upon herself to repeat it for him.
And
Cliff then repeats himself, and Letitia lets it go out of respect to Latrice. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys discuss that. I want to pull up something from the archives here at production, and I'm going to leave you guys to it, okay?
go ahead, Shantae.
So this party, one, I think that Letitia was right for not, being so warm to Cliff, but it was weird that Cliff was not being, you know, receptive to her because he was the one that had crossed the line by, telling her husband. So the fact that he was kind of acting wrong and strong about it just made me feel again like Cliff is a bully, in a lot of ways. But I do think that Akeisha's event as a whole was supposed to be positive, and bring out the history of why her family is connected to Ferris Street. I thought it was shady that Letitia was late to it and missed the whole history part. So there were kind of two kind of negative things going on. It was the Letitia missing, the history lesson that Akeisha was given, and then also the Cliff versus Letitia situation that needed to happen, but
With some
it
drama.
was just weird that Cliff brought that wrong and strong energy to me.
Yeah. I think that I think it was ironic that it was two negatives on her at once because that's not ever usually the case. So it's not the heat isn't always on her. Like I said earlier though, I was cracking up at Marie because Marie would not stop instigating. And to be honest, like that was my favorite part. That's why I like her and I like Trees. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
like both of them because they are just good old classic messy TV. Somebody told me on Twitter that I was like Bell Collective is really iconic reality TV, and they said my eyes were broken. But I really feel like
Oh my God. My
yeah,
God,
they said
today.
they say I haven't watched TV in the last 10 years. They really
Oh,
like they
do
really
they
went
watch the Bell Collective?
down to the Twitter. Talk about Bell Collective was terrible, trash TV, but I think it's great, and I really like it because Latrice, Tambra, because she's the Lulu, and Marie. Like I that trio to me, just they just make the show really good. So Marie clocked in tonight. Or that night. I really think Marie clocked in for me with that instigating stuff, repeating it. I feel like she wouldn't let it get too messy, but you could tell she was ready. And just like when you take it back to the scene where she was bending over in front of Latrice, like
Oh
she
my
had
God.
a couple drinks. And so this night, she didn't had a couple drinks. So I think I like Marie with a
On a
couple of
couple of
drinks
drinks.
because her little banter is like, Oh no, he said that, girl. You know you mad. Like it's just giving a little.
It's very Dr. Heavenly energy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just giving a little like you mad. You gonna watch those B words?
You
That's
gotta
what
watch
it's
those B
giving me.
words.
Like
Okay.
I love the banter.
Listen, this right here, baby. Baby.
Ah.
They made sure they kept that. Well, we like New Year's, baby. Okay, let me go back and skip to the previous scene, and then I want to add my thoughts about this one. I really want to talk about this. This is over to what's over at Urban Belle. So basically, so Gucci commented, "Now Cliff looking too hard," and Latrice, I can't even see it on my end. Could you someone read what Latrice said,
But
Asia?
didn't the stripper and your husband leave together without you? Hmm.
Ooh,
Now, how long did it take him to come back? Hashtag Bill Collective. And this is in response
ooh.
to Sogucci saying, now Cliff looking too hard. Oh, hashtag Bill Collective.
Mm,
Not the note.
messy.
Not the note.
So Gucci has yet to respond to the allegations.
But I'm
No.
sure he had to pay him and settle
His
whatever
dad,
The
situation
bill.
or show him where to put on clothes to
hmm
walk home because I'm sure he didn't,
hmm
you know, leave the streets with that
Sure.
I just think
little whatever.
the banter back and forth is funny. Like,
The banter back and forth is funny.
as long
Um,
as it doesn't to the homophobic portion of it, as
or just
long as it don't
anything
go
below
too
the
far.
belt.
Like, I don't think we should string it past like
Fun.
this.
Yeah.
The banter has been light, funny, shady. If somebody's uncomfortable, I think it's the perfect time to like say it and then stop it. Because once you keep going, then it gets into for me, it gets into homophobia land.
That reunion is gonna be nasty though, you guys. That reunion is not gonna be nothing nice. They are coming for blood at the reunion, and I can't wait. Um, so for the first part of the holidays party, Marie is definitely messy, and Marie, the thing I noticed about Marie, she is the type of person when it ain't her mess, she takes joy in it. She takes pleasure in it. She loves to see other people in the mess and in the fire, because it ain't her mess. So she don't give a damn what she got to do. She gonna get it cranking. And she said, "Let's get this party started right," and that's what she did. Letitia
Or drinking her two-step.
tell, tells the group, Sans Latrice and Tamber Cherie. Was Tamber in that group when they were talking at the end?
I
I don't
don't
think
remember.
Tamber was there.
I don't
I wish
remember
Tamber
her.
was there because Tamber gonna tell Latrice. Well, the teacher said behind her back. I wonder if Tampa. I didn't see Tampa, but you know who I did see, guys?
Who?
Who
Mel. I love Mel.
she
I
got
was
a breast
wondering what Mel was
reduction.
this season, and she looked good.
She looked
I
good.
like Mel.
She looked
I
real
like
good.
Mel. They
I
should
like
give
her.
her more this season. I liked her as a friend of the show the first 2 years. I hate that she hasn't been around much, but I loved seeing Mel around. So it was good to see Mel. Anyway, they talk about Cliff calling Glenn to talk about the stripper, and Marie jaw just dropped because it was like, girl, some multi. Aikisha doesn't understand why Cliff would do that when Cliff and Latrice don't want anyone in their business. So Gucci says it's something deeper, and Marie agrees, saying that Latrice and Cliff are insecure, and Latrice is looking for a daddy in her husband. Latrice then comes at the same time and says bye to the ladies and even hugs Marie. So Gucci and Marie say that it is time for them to go before Cliff gets to acting up again. So basically, they're alluding that before Cliff get on his one and his two, that Latrice went ahead and ushered them out of the building because she's trying to get embarrassed at these events. Do you guys agree with that? And what do you think about Letitia having this conversation with the ladies? Well, I say this about Letitia having a conversation. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. It's a fine line between spraying your friend and telling how you feel about a situation that involves you. So when people be like, "Well, why would you go tell it?" Because it involves me and it's my business too, and I can do what I want to do with my business. And if I see fit to tell the girls what happens, and I can. It wasn't like she said anything new. So Gucci, Marie, and Aikisha added in that there's something deeper going on and alluding to something that's starting to get a little nasty. for Latrice. I don't think Letitia did that so much. So I don't really fault her for having a conversation without Latrice because she's already had it with Latrice and her husband in their face. As far as
Mm.
it being something deeper, I do feel like it's something deeper going on in the house that I don't know if we're gonna ever get to the bottom of. But allegedly, someone tweeted a shot of Latrice from the back at the at sogucci's part gold black and gold party, and she had like all kinds of bruises on her back and her arm. But Latrice says that those bruises are not from Cliff, and he would never put his hands on her. So Latrice debunked the rumors that she was being abused on Twitter last week. So I'm not going to go down that road. She says it's not. Then I have no choice but to believe her. However, so Gucci and Marie saying that it's time for Cliff to go, and that's why she grabbed him. Absolutely right. My husband embarrassed me at the last event and got me fighting with my good Judy. Time to go. Come on, because you already starting up bullshit anyway. As soon as she walk in the door, and I feel like if that was my man or if me and my man were together and we was out, and he getting a little right about it, or I'm getting a little right about it. Put me out of the mess before I pop off and make this even worse. Because yeah, or both of us gonna be fighting tonight because we finna start some shit up in this month. We down or we out. Ain't no two ways about it. What you guys think about it before we go ahead and wrap up today?
Yeah, no, I think Marie was being messy because knowing the dynamic or seeing some of the dynamic between Cliff and Latrice, just assuming that Latrice was the one, trying to hide things and trying to, get him out the way. And then hugging her after, talking all that behind her back. It just looks so fake to me. And
I
if
loved it.
anything, I think Cliff wanted to leave, because again, he's the more controlling one. So I think Marie was being a hater a little bit and kind of putting it on Latrice that Latrice was controlling her husband and trying to get him out. But really, the pattern that we've seen is Cliff wearing the pants and bossing her around. And then, like I said, the hug after just looks so fake to me. So I just wish Marie would either like genuinely help and talk to Latrice and like drop the whole animosity or whatever it is she has against her, or just be quiet and stay out of it. That's what I think. But what about you guys? You see the face? I know it looks so fake.
Every
I
time
was
face
like,
go
how
by,
dare
go he
you hug
doing so shady. That's why I just stood here. I just sat here and waited for you to do this
That
shit.
hug you talking about, sister?
That was the hug. I was like, that's
Because
fake. She
why
was
did
just
Latrice
talking
lean in for
about
that
Latrice.
hug? She leaned in for that hug because she heard Marie talking about
See
her.
her? You did? Oh yeah. Okay.
She
You think that's
heard
a girl?
it.
Let me go ahead and
Had
squash
to
this right
have
now.
had
Help
it. Had to have.
That's
Because
sickening.
girl, you ain't never hugged me. But that's why Marie was like,
They're
because they going back and forth,
going back and
Yeah.
forth.
with these little petty Olympics, and I like it. I don't want it to go too far, but they
I
going
like
back
it
and
where
forth.
it's at.
You remember when like Kenya and Portia were just being, they had moments where they were just being petty back and forth, and then it would
Yes.
just be done like that. I feel like it might be given. That's what they're gearing up towards to have that type of
Mm.
relationship where it don't got to be like a dog draw, god darn on fight every time.
Yeah.
God
Right.
darn.
but the banter back and forth is cute because they can both go back and forth. Where like Candace and Ashley, it's so sad to see Ashley go through that and set herself up a failure.
It's
Season.
crazy because Ashley used to have such a mouth on her, and I don't know what happened. For those first couple of seasons before Candace got in the room, Ashley was mouth almighty on that show. But
Mm.
anyway,
Well, she got
speaking of
humbled
that,
by life. Life will humble you.
so do you think
And
Marie's
her
next in
husband
line?
humbled
No, Marie didn't life didn't humble Marie. Tried to humble Marie a million times. Like
yes.
that ain't happening. I don't think Marie is somebody who needs to be humble. I think it just is. Life be beating her up. She take her licks and she go beat somebody else up.
Yep.
Well, speaking of
That's
Marie,
so
you
true.
guys,
Stop it.
this is something that Marie.
Dante, look, he about to do something.
Um,
Okay.
go ahead and read that for me, Asia.
It's no secret. I got an ex family friend extorting me for money in court because he broke. I've been very vocal about it. production didn't want that whack story. But let's talk about that watered down version of M-Bar incident aired on TV. Talk about how you really got assaulted and bruised so bad you could not film. Tell your truth and stop deflecting to prevent telling your truth. Hashtag Belle Collective.
It's already gotten ugly, Asia. They're gonna go that. It's going down at the reunion, baby. I'm sorry.
It
It's
is.
Yeah.
over. This was fun while it lasted.
Maybe they can get back. You know, a girl can only hope.
I hope
A
so too,
girl
because
can
I
only hope.
love them together. I
I'm
love
just
it.
in my delusional era, so I
So is very
mean,
Timber Cherie.
oh
To be
yeah.
honest,
You
this
see, I
is
got my
how I think
timber
it's
wig
gonna
on.
roll. What?
I got my timber wig on. Yes.
Well, to be honest, I think
Hallelujah.
Tambra Cherie might be the next one out the door because she's not giving much. The only thing is though that some people are saying that she is pregnant. Word on the street is that, and then even when she had that meetup with Letitia, right? Letitia had asked if she was pregnant, and then she answered the question with a question. So it might have been, her trying from since back then, but word on the street is that she is pregnant, so that might be her next storyline. But other than
I will
that,
fall out
I
of
don't
this
think
chair
she gives
on camera
enough.
if she's pregnant. I'm so sorry to do this to you while you're talking. If Tambra Cherie is pregnant by Casper the Friendly Ghost, because we all know it ain't greedy. It all Tambra said it ain't the man. Oh my God, did we skip over that? We skipped over that. You guys, we skipped over that. I'm so sorry, you guys.
It's okay.
We're
No, that's
almost
why I
done.
brought it up because I did want
No,
to
we
talk
skipped over
about
that.
it
I
with
didn't
the
mean
lady.
to.
It's
I'm so
okay,
sorry.
Well, go
but
ahead.
she's gonna go,
Right.
or I think maybe she knew she might go, and then that's how she like hurried up and got pregnant
Well,
for a
wait a minute.
storyline.
Wait, I'm sorry, Shantae. Did we mention that? That Tambra Cherie met up with Letitia to talk about the situation. Tambra, I'm so sorry, you guys. Tambra makes it clear that this person that they met with is not her ex fiance. They were only together for a few months, and Letitia profusely apologizes. Tambra is angry that Letitia and Marie went to go meet the guy behind her back, and Letitia says it's hard because Tambra Cherie is so secretive and that she genuinely wants to love her, but Tambra makes it hard. Tambra Cherie is guarded because of her industry, as people take advantage of you all the time in that industry, so it takes a while for her to let people in. Tambra Cherie um, says that she forgives Letitia and confirms that she's still with Damon, aka Greedy, and they are still living together, which I don't believe. And all the Bells need to do from now on is ask her what they want to know. And so Letitia immediately asks her, is she pregnant? And as Shantae says, she answered the question with a question. I like that because we actually got to know more about Tambra Cherie, and everything that she says about getting to know people is kind of how I am. I'm guarded for my own personal reasons. I just become a very
Mhm.
guarded person, and so I am a great surface level friend. I am amazing surface level. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna kick back. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. I'll be there for you, in the ways that I can be there for you. But for me to actually like really let you into my life and my business and my life, it takes a very long time, and that's what I'm working on. So I
No,
actually
don't work on it. Let it
identified.
take its time it needs to take.
No, well, I mean, but you know what though? I have had great friends that I don't know if Letitia want to love her like she said she do, but who have been where Letitia was and wanted to love me and wanted to be a friend to me, and I, for whatever the reason, just could not allow that to happen, and that's on me, not on them. So then, if you recognize a good friend, right, and you know a good person, they have a good spirit and a good heart, and they want to be in, and you want them to be in, but for some reason you can't let them in. When they start wanting to be in, you know, you can't do nothing but blame yourself. I mean, people can't wait around for you to show them the type of friendship that they show you. So, I mean, I absolutely understand both sides. I really relate to that. Do I think Tamara lying about being pregnant? Maybe. Do I think Tamara lying by staying with Demond Greedy? Absolutely. Do I think that I haven't seen Demond since episode 2? Absolutely. Um, and if she's going to go ahead and just, what is it, fertilize the eggs? Is that what you would call it, ladies? I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not a woman. But what did she do? She froze her eggs.
I can't
That's what
remember
she
if
froze
she
her
just
eggs.
has eggs or if she has embryos. But
Okay, see, thank you. Well, whatever it is, uh, Chad, I don't want to go that far because I don't want to misspeak on her situation. But do I think Demond got something to do with it? Answer no. Do I think Demond got something to do with it?
Where did you get this picture?
television,
From the season one trailer, girl, look, ooh.
yes,
The
to
Rich
my
David done
wig.
got it together, girl. Lord Jesus.
I
She shut
love the
that thing out.
wig. I love
She
it.
shut,
Put it on
I
top
love
of
that way
me.
too. She shut that thing out and got the filming. Okay, I know that's right, baby. That's what? Dedication. What do
I
you
just
guys think about that scene? And then we're gonna close out. I'm so sorry, everybody.
forgiveness. That was the best part. Like Tambra really forgive Letitia, and that is the best thing because forgiveness is for you. You know, if you hold on to things, there's a saying. It's like eating poison and expecting the rat to die. Right? It's only gonna hurt you and take up your emotional energy and space. So the fact that she let go and she forgave Letitia, I applaud Tamara Shetty for that. I don't know if she's gonna forgive Marie because one, Marie didn't ask for forgiveness, and
I was gonna
um,
say, yeah, they haven't even met, and I think she's gonna be a
yeah.
little bit hard on Marie because Marie actually brought the business to camera and ambush her with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Asia,
I wouldn't have forgave him. I would. I'll forgive her, but I'm not gonna forget what you did because you did it on purpose. You did it intentionally. So now you weren't trying to be no good friend, and I was right to be guarded in the first place. Like her actions proved it. Now, does she feel bad for doing it because she realizes like that was a very hurtful thing for Tambra? Yeah, she feels bad and she kind of feel a little dumb. Um, because this is the with me, people who are guarded, I feel like they're guarded for a reason, and I need to respect that. And if I really want to be their friend, I'm gonna meet them where they are. I'm gonna love them through that because that's what I want to be there for them, right? So I'm gonna love them through all that, the delusion and everything, the alleged, embryos and everything. Like I'm gonna love it through every single thing because that's who you are. Like I love my friends for who they are, the Lulu or not, liars or not. I just you my girl, you my girl, you my dude, you my dude. That's it. So I think Timber was really hurt. I think uh Tisha sees like, okay, I was wrong, but you did it on purpose. So that's
whoop,
Well,
there it
I'm with
is.
you. I'm with you in that. That's why people say forgive and forget. I don't buy that. I
I
think
don't forget
forgive,
now.
but the forget is like, no, you do have to protect
I
yourself
got
because you're
absolutely.
not a doormat. You're not someone that's a punching bag, so you're supposed to, I think, forgive for you. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, yes, if you have good sense and the Holy Ghost and somebody is dangerous to you, you definitely should not forget that. And we say in my culture, you feed them with a long spoon. You just
Long
be
handle
cordial,
spoon.
all of that, but you don't give them the access to you in the same way. So when Chase was saying, he's guarded sometimes, that is
I
with
said.
reason. So I don't think that's horrible. And you're doing what you can to protect your heart, and you got to protect your heart. We all need to. We got to be gentle with ourselves. And when people show us who they are, we have to believe
Okay.
them, and don't forgive them,
All
but
right,
don't
y'all, we
forget.
gotta
That's
go.
what I would
We
say.
gotta go. We gotta go before I get up here to crying because people talk about my life but don't know it, but they talk about it.
You're
With that being
wonderful,
said,
Chase.
oh,
Yeah, you
listen,
all right.
no, you guys are wonderful. I thank you guys for joining us. I thank the fans for rocking with us. The Bell Collective schedule is what it is, but we're never going to leave you without Bell Collective. We love this show. It's a passion project for us. We love the show, and we hope that you guys can feel that through these reviews. I want to thank you, Asia, for coming in. I want to thank you, Shantae, for coming in. Shout out to other Bell, Sammy. Make sure that you guys go ahead and like and subscribe to this video. Also, go ahead and click our links around here. We got merch, we got shows. We have Atlanta, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Excuse me. We have Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the Lunch and Lean, the Bell Collective, and the Real Housewives of New York. It's popping around here, y'all. This is
It
where you
is
want to be.
popping.
Okay,
It is popping.
sketch.
You
All
did.
right. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and lean out, and we're gonna bid you guys adieu. And just always remember, uh,
Good
mind your
night.
business. That's what I